Good morning. Good morning. It's Lila here. And I am here to talk today about presents. Not like Christmas presents, but presents instead of absence, I'm just curious. Good morning, who's ever here? Good morning. So good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being present in this moment now. Whatever you're doing, you can just take a pause, take a breath. First way to get present. I'm actually going to tell you a little story that just came through my mind as I took a breath. Good morning, Anna. So good to see you, babe. How's your videos going? I love your commitment to your vision. So beautiful. And it really takes presence. And I would say the bowstring has taught us presence on a whole new level. I'm going to tell a little story about when I was about, halfway through my PhD program. I flew to San Francisco to give a presentation on my research. And I was presenting, at the time, I think I was probably 29, somewhere around there, 29. And I flew to San Francisco and I stood in front of this room full of, middle-aged men and presented my results, and they asked me questions, and it was really hard. But in the beginning of, the speech, I felt my adrenaline, it just kicked in. And I don't know if you ever had, good morning, Anna. Oh, so good to see you. Thanks for the good morning chat. Love you, chica. Hearts. So I'm wondering, have you ever got that point where you're like, oh, I triggered, and I have adrenaline rushing through my body. And I could feel it because I was nervous. I was standing there. It was like the first time that I'd really been on stage, sort of, other than, things that I had done when I was younger. But the first time in my PhD, this high level, what it felt like at the time, this really high level professionalism, I felt like I really needed to be on point because they were going to know if I wasn't. So it was really, I was really nervous. And so what I did, I remember started talking, and I was talking fast, and I felt like, oh geez, I'm like, whoa, I don't feel so good all of a sudden. And I just paused and I took a breath. I was like, and then everything was fluid. I will say I got a massive headache later because I had to fly back. So I did trigger so much adrenaline that it gave me a headache. But that one breath literally got me to the present moment and made my presentation super smooth. And I had one or two questions that were difficult. But most of the questions were pretty, I was able to answer, and it felt smooth. And I already knew that there was supposed to be some things that were hard because there were some blind spots. And one of the questions that was hard, basically it was hard because I didn't agree with the guy. Right? I was living in a different paradigm. My perspective was different, and that's exactly why I was there. And so but it was interesting. I was able to stay present in the moment just because of one breath. Okay. So I'm going to teach you today a little bit about how to breathe, because people might say oh, just breathe. And it's well, how? People don't like when somebody says that. And first I want to say, why is it hard to be present? And I'm curious. Oh gosh, yes, bowspring is changing me. Here's what she says. I love what she says. She goes, bowspring is changing me cellularly, not just physically, not just mentally, not just emotionally, not just spiritually or energetically, but cellularly. Yeah. I love it. We're shifting even, I would say, our DNA, girl, right? We're doing the spirals and the curves. That's what bowspring is about. It's about getting into your inner awareness and learning how to be expansive while you're awake and open and dynamic, right? And so it's a new paradigm. I'm gonna probably do a video, and we should all bowspring do one. It's what's the difference between bowspring and modern postural yoga? there are a lot of differences. And I'll tell you what, brothers and sisters, if you want to take your body, if you want to take your mind-body connection, if you want to up-level your mindfulness, expand your heart, right? Integrate all parts of yourself so you're not like hurting your joints over time. This is the practice for you. I don't care what anybody says. This is next level. You're not in now. You're going to be in the next 10 years. Because I don't know if you, yeah, pause there for a second. I get excited. My heart gets pumping. Because those of you who have tried it understand this is about presence. This is about awareness. When you know what you're doing with your big toe, when you know how you are touching the earth with your feet at all moments, or you move towards that. In the beginning, it's hard. It's like, it's too hard to keep my knees bent all the time. I get it, girl. You practice. And then over time, you build your stability in your connective tissue around your joints. So let's practice presence right now. If you have the opportunity, if you're driving or something, of course, don't close your eyes. But if you like to, you can close your eyes. And I'm just going to teach you radiant heart breathing. I've been teaching this a lot lately with my clients. And what I would say is that if you were to learn anything from me in this lifetime, it would be radiant heart breathing. I really believe that. Why? Because I spent 15 years studying environmental policy, the problems of the planet, the problems in politics. And what I recognize, it's the internal space that we have the most control over. When you take your awareness to your body, a part of your body, your heart space, the middle of your rib cage, mind, body, and then you use breath, which we're going to do here in a second, mind, body, spirit, inspiration, you breathe in spirit. So it's mind, body, spirit. It's like the whole shawam, radiant heart breathing in one thing. And so you can do this like when you're in the morning before you get out of bed. You're like, I'm not ready to get out of bed. And radiant heart breathing, we'll do it together, but it's basically ribs go wide, ribs go back, ribs go up. So there's an expansion in the ribs wide, all the way from your rib cage to your armpits, because your ribs are the whole thing. They get closed over time. That's where you hold a lot of emotions. When the tightness, protecting your heart. Like they're fish gills, keeping your belly soft the whole time. Most people won't tell you to keep your belly soft, but when your belly is soft, you're more likely to be present. When it's tight, you're all over the place. Soften the belly button, soften your back teeth, and then let your ribs go wide. So just this practice alone is a good start. Radiant heart breathing is where you take this to another level. So you bring your awareness to the center of your heart, so that place in the middle of your ribs, behind your breastbone, in front of your spine. And from there, you push out. So it really takes your willpower. Every cell, like Anna said, hey, Marcy, good morning. Hey, Amanda, good morning, friend from Dubai, Rexy. Just like Anna said, she said, the bowspring is changing me cellularly. So when you go inside, you realize your light inside. You can open from the inside space. You let your side ribs expand. And then the second step, so first side ribs, second step is your back ribs expand with each breath. So your back ribs go down by all the way from your waist to the space up between your shoulder blades. And you'll notice if you try to breathe into that space, so you want to breathe into your ribs up into the upper back where your bust line is in the back, your low ribs. You can even look down to start, but don't tuck your belly. Keep your belly soft and open. Just tuck your head a little bit to get in there maybe. And you push them back. I'm going to show you guys. Oh, Marcy, thank you. You look extra beautiful. Thank you so much, sweet pea. I took a bath and I've been taking wonderful baths in the morning. Feels good. So I'm going to show y'all. So you go sideways first. You see, you expand those side ribs. Okay. And then you go back So you go sideways, back, okay? And then you take your hips back and head up, and you lift your whole ribs up. So the third step is whole ribs up, keeping your hips down. Whole ribs up. So it's wide, back, and up. So this is a practice of presence. I am on a mission, friends, to raise the vibration on this planet. One breath at a time, one friend at a time, one hug at a time. One mindset shift at a time, one spiritual connection at a time. And your breath is really one of the most powerful, simple ways to raise your vibe, to find a level of presence. So when can you do this? When you're with your loved ones, when you want to just be there with them, when you want to concentrate on your work. For example, I'm writing a speech right now, and I'm writing email sequences to launch my Bowspring Body program in a way that it's automated. Right? So I don't have to always be there to to teach everybody everything. I got to stop mama bearing everybody, right? So there's a focus that's needed. How am I going to get that focus when I'm so excited about every other thing in the world? I got my phone here, my dog there, Speedy. We'll let him come in. So how do you get focused? Use your breath. Honestly, it's there's so many ways, but this, I believe, is one of the most powerful tools. It's not just your breath, though. It's directionality. You lift your consciousness. You shift your body state and mind to a place of calm presence, relaxing if you do it. 3 breaths wide, 3 breaths back, 3 breaths up, even 10. Before you get out of bed, when you're sitting at your desk, in a sales conversation, if you have a business, powerful. Soft belly, because you're open-hearted. It's all about being open-hearted. We talk about being heart-centered entrepreneurs, heart-centered mothers, heart-centered friends, but are you living in your head? That's not really heart-centered. That's not presence. You're thinking about something. Pause, breathe. Many of my friends are smart cookies. How many of you are smart cookies? How many of you find yourself to be a smart cookie and heart-centered, but it's hard to get in your heart? And so this is just a practice, radiant heart breathing. It's one of the most powerful things to bring yourself to presence. Why do you want presence? Let's talk about that. Why do you even want presence? One, you want to connect with people. Why do you want to connect with people? The number one thing, I love how many people on here. Baxter, my happy place. Oh, yeah, exactly. The number one thing to keep you living a long time is connection with people. Number one, it's not about, I take collagen, exercise, I'm all about, really having clean products in my home, all of these things that add value to, having the work that I love, all of that stuff. But really, the thing that's going to keep us living longer is the relationships we have. If we can't be present, you see how jazzed I get. This is what I speak on stages about, okay? But I believe it's presence is difficult. So I'm here to teach tools to help. Breath, not just breath, 3 directions, wide, back, and up. Because you're ignoring places in your ribs. You can hear my throat is clearing. It's my ribs clearing because it's morning. So I had some sugar yesterday. Just gonna fess up. I had Reese cups and some French crepes. I got to get off the sugar train. How many of you got to get off the sugar train? I'm on the sugar train right now, and it's I went and got some leafy greens yesterday. Yeah. But it's still, that congestion is from the sugar. I know it. So how to stay present. Back to being present, right? Breath. Wide ribs, back and up. Radiant heart breathing. And what you'll notice from an esoteric standpoint, you start to feel more open in your heart. You start to build connections easier with people because you're actually listening, right? Everybody wants to talk to somebody who's listening. I'm working on it myself. I can be quite blunt to the point. I want everything done like this, right? Little anal retentive about things. I'm a little too organized. Some things, not everything, but some things, right? So there's a level of presence that I'm even deepening. I'm like, how can I open my heart even more in this moment, right? And I believe the breath is the simplest way. Use your breath to touch your heart space. It's a practice. It's like getting into to the heart is hard. The high heart, you know, when somebody says like, hi, my name's Lila. Like, who's Lila? Oh, right here. You point to here. It's they call the high heart. You know, the seat of your soul. So you're actually just expanding right here. You're getting in touch. You're living more from your heart. As you walk forward during the day, walk with your center of your ribs. Like, live from that place more. People will stop you. Try it, right? I get congestion from dairy too. Dairy, yeah. I don't do dairy anymore. Every once in a while I do. Oh my gosh, I had dairy. Thanks, Marcy. Clear my throat again. I actually did, because my roommate and I went out and got some food, and I had these like, it was like fried, I mean, I don't know what it was, but it was kind of like a cheese stick. I'll just call it that. It was some sort of fancy sort of cheese stick thing. I don't know. But yeah, I forgot about that. So actually, yeah, thanks for that. Dairy. I always say I'm veganish, but then I do have desire sometimes to have something. And this week's been one of those. I will say my food has been, I realized like I had to get it back in check. You know, we all kind of go off the train and then back on. So anybody out there, if you are off it's like end of January, and if you got like committed to yourself and then somehow got lost off the commitment, like what happened? You know, that was a level of presence you lost over the days. That's okay. Reach out if you need some help in terms of the, weight loss train, body, getting your body in order train, all of that kind of stuff. I'm all about it, because I really think if you get it set right now in the beginning of the year, you have this new level of presence. Like, ooh, what's 2018 like? So there's some things you can do. Simple stuff just to keep yourself accountable, right? Accountability. I'm actually thinking about doing an accountability group. I think I'm going to do that in February, because I think I should call it like a self-love accountability group, because most of y'all, the reason we're not present, we're not loving ourselves. When we love ourselves, we love others, right? More importantly, when we love ourselves, we get loved even more. It's like, it's reciprocal. We give love in a whole new way. So I'm going to, I think maybe I'm just going to ask you guys, give me a little like message or heart or something like that, and just say like, I would love a self-love journey in February, because that would bring a new level of presence to your heart space. And I'm all about the heart space. I'm all about the heart space. If you take my, over time, I say things like, first things first, you start with the heart. First things first, you start with the heart, right? And Elle Ingalls, my accountability partner in the morning, she knows that too. I would be like, what's first, Elle? Or if you come to one of my retreats, it's the same thing. What do we do first? Heart. And it's a practice. So you'll feel yourself today, for example, getting rushed. You'll be like, da, 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 da. It doesn't feel good. I know. Or you'll feel yourself like, do, do, do. Getting down and out on your story, maybe. So instead, pause, take that moment to breathe. Radiant heart wide. Breathe ribs wide. Breathe ribs back. Breathe ribs up. And soften your belly, soften your jaw, and just to start to get familiar with your inside space. What I say, the inside space. Start to touch it with your breath, and like notice how your ribs are like fish gills. They're like fish gills. Your spine is like a snake. Your arms are like wings. It's true. And so you start to get familiar with the inside space, and then, I'm going to share more and more and more all year long. I'm doing video every day. And you'll learn about how to work with the inside space and the outside space, the muscles, the bones, the attitude, throughout the year in terms of the posture. So that's basically, I'm going to continue to teach you how to get your body, in the place where you want to share yourself more with the world, because I'm a business coach. Like, really, that's what I do. I teach people body coaching program, but most of my clients are entrepreneurs. They're like people who want to start a business, and they want to grow their business, or they want to grow their business. I've got two people, one who want to start, one who want to grow. Two kinds of clients. And then I also have a set of clients who want to get their body in order. Like, I seriously, I keep talking about her, but Janet, 78, swimming her first mile because of Radiant Heart. Hello, just practice. Just do it. It's amazing. you'll get results. I really call the bowspring a springboard for life. And I believe this is the next wave, because I'm a visionary. I see the future. I've been seeing what's coming. I've been seeing what's coming. And that's why I have a select group of friends who get me, because I think outside the box. And most people are like, you are crazy. They want to argue with me about everything. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't see it your way. You see it your way. I love you. But I see a whole nother way. I see a vision forward about the masculine and the feminine integrating. What is the feminine? It is your body, friends. I'm about to cry. I can feel it. Get in your body. Stop being in your head, all right? It's really fun. At first, it like hurts because you're like, oh my God, I was so numb for so long. Eating sugar, drinking alcohol, eating food, stuff in the second brain, digestion. Now it's like, no, feel open, expand, spend time in the body, feel your toes, feel your belly soften. This is the magic of the future. I really believe it's not really future, it's now. But if you're willing to jump on now, let's do it. Jump on, get into radiant heart breathing. And if not, you will be soon. Just gonna be real. All y'all, I got a vision. I'm gonna be, silly here, but I've talked to a psychic. Hey Jordan, good morning, babe. Happy Colorado. I know you're down just down the mountains a ways in Colorado Springs. But I really see this bowspring is going to take off. My teachers just came back from China. Man, those Chinese are like, they know they need this. They live in a city that's like dirty air. You can't even see the sun or stars ever. They've just valued money, not relationships, because that's what they've been told is valuable. So this bowspring is taking them to a whole nother level of accountability, mindfulness, and compassion. The big one, compassion. That's where your heart is. It's all about compassion, right? We want more love. We want more stuff. We want more expansion. We want less of the hurt, less of the stuff even maybe that's bothering us. And how do we do that? We get in the heart, open it up, right? And then you start to integrate your connective tissue. That's what this presence is too. It's like your whole body presence. I'm telling you, my teachers, my coaches, what they see in me is this thing that I do that I integrate the body. Like I teach people how to get in their body. I'm telling you, it's amazing stuff. It's high level presence. It's not easy. People are like, no, I'm not ready. Totally cool. I get it. Okay. But for those people who are, I'm just going to say, start with radiant heart. If you don't think you're ready, you're like, that's just weird. Start with radiant heart breathing. See what happens. You might start to notice like the curtains in your house are prettier. Something's different. There's some expansion. So yummy. That's what this future is about. Dagmar, I would love to hear from you, babe. You're a healer. I would love to hear what your perspective is on breathing into the heart space, like the physical expansion of the ribs, how even Heart Math Institute has shown that the heart space, physical heart, has like a massive electromagnetic field up to like, a dozen or more feet. And so you know how that sense, like someone's thinking about you and you like turn around, you see them, you're like, I know they're talking about me. I know they're thinking about me. It's because you can feel their energy, their heart, right? So get into your heart. I'm going on and on and on about this, but really it's like we don't have presence because we're so distracted with all of this stuff. All of the women, for example, they got all the roles. They got to be the mom. They got to be the caretaker of the elderly. They got to be the person at the job who's doing the bomb.com work. They got to be fit and sexy. And then they get paid half as much. Oh yeah, that too. And then the gentleman who, same thing, they feel like overwhelmed because they got so much responsibility that they got to do this and this and this, or they feel like they don't even want to deal with anything, so they just like zone out. And men and women both, they're both doing both, right? Trying to wear all hats, trying to like wear no hats. It's just all over the place. So what? I'm on a roll. Presence, breath. Really, you start to slow down in the areas where you need to, and you start to expand quicker in the areas that are going to actually serve your higher self. So heart is the door to your higher self. Oh my gosh, I just said higher self, and then I read that. of course. Yeah. Heart is the door to your higher self. Okay. Heart is the door. So open your door, friends, with your breath. Maybe use your breath as the key to unlocking that door. And I'd be curious to ask, what color is your door? Mine feels pink. My grandmother's favorite color was pink, and she always had a pink door in her house. And I'm feeling that it used to be black. Woo! Post 2012 apocalypse was kind of wild for me. 2013, 2014 were kind of wild years, little black heart. But now it's pink. So I'd be curious, what color is the door, the heart, the door on your heart? You know, that's really the door to your higher self. So let it shine, friends. Let it shine. And make 2018 amazing by starting with your breath. Radiant heart presence. Wide, back, and up all day. Resist your heart away from the earth. Let it be open. I love you guys. Have a really, really good day, and I will see you on another live or hopefully in person so we could give each other heart hugs, right? Blessings. Namaste.